Hey everybody, what's going on? It's Sunday and this is an unscheduled live stream. I was going to pre-record this and I don't have time to do all that, so we're just going to do a live stream. Talk about what's been going on the past few days. It's been crazy. Just to say the least, it's been nuts, man. It's been crazy. Lord have mercy. I'm going to tell you what's the truth. So what is it? It's 11 minutes after 2 Eastern Standard Time. My name's Joe. If you're new here, this is the Joe Wentz Project TV. I like to do a lot of guitar related things and vlogs of all kind of different types of stuff. I think YouTube is confused on where to put my material out, because I'm like, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and just going every which, zigzagging everywhere, and YouTube's probably like, we don't know where to put this guy's stuff, man. Just, leave him in the fog somewhere, anyway. So we'll get to the comment section here in just a second. Let me get my outro lined up because I won't be on here too long. There we go. Let's see. Ted Fair, hey man, how are you doing? He says, good afternoon, Jay. I know you meant Joe. What's up, man? Bumbleless, hey, how you doing? Ted says, good afternoon, Joe. It's all good, my friends. Thank y'all for being here. Thank you very much for being here for this live stream. I wanted to get some live feedback. That's another reason why I wanted to do this live instead of pre-recorded. Yeah, let's see. Where do I begin? Let's get down to the nitty-gritty. Wednesday night into early Thursday morning. People that are subbed to this channel, you know that I work the night shift, which, hence I'm wearing the monkey suit right now. It won't be long. I'll be leaving to head into the old workplace and get in the big rig and do my thing. But so when I get off work, if everything goes according to plan and the run goes normal, I'll get off about between 4 and 4:30. Early Thursday morning when I was getting off work, it was about 10 to 5. I got in Big Blue. If nobody knows what that is, Big Blue's my pickup truck, and it takes me an hour to get home. So I start heading. I said, well, I'm gonna go the back way, which is a back 2-lane highway through the country, because I was getting off later than normal, so I didn't want to. I was kind of trying to dodge a lot of congested traffic possibilities going through Greer and all these other little towns, right? So I go the back way, man, and I get off the ramp, the exit ramp for Highway 11, and you have to take a left to come to my house. And so I'm riding along, and I hear kind of like this clicking and popping, and it sounded like something was underneath my truck. I was like, is there something loose under my truck? What's going on? And so when I made the left and I went over the interstate, you know how you have the concrete barrier walls on each side for the bridge? Well, at that particular moment, I wasn't listening to any music. I wasn't leaving nobody an audio message. It was just silent, I wasn't doing anything. And man, when I went through them across that overpass, that sound just hit off those concrete walls, and man, it was loud. It was to the point where I looked over my shoulder down at the interstate. I thought a truck was going underneath. Nah, man. And so and it got more pronounced, and I was like, this, my God, what is that? That doesn't sound good. And I got maybe another, I got held up at a stoplight. Okay, I went through that. And I noticed whenever I'd press the gas, the noise would get louder. And I let off the gas, it would decrease in volume. I said, oh, my God, that sounds like that's in the engine, man. It don't sound like something's flopping under the truck, So I get down Highway 11 about another maybe 15 minutes, something like that. And yeah, there's a lot of areas on Highway 11 where you have no signal on your phone. It's just, hey, Charlie S., what's up, my man? Thank you. You have no signal in quite a few areas on Highway 11. And I know exactly, I call them the the abyss, those certain areas, dead zones, whatever. And I know exactly where those zones are at. There's about three of them out there that are, pretty harsh. So I was approaching one of them, and man, that sound got louder under my truck, and then my engine just died. There was no warning lights on the dash. I mean, my engine light has been on for a long time. I think everybody with a car that has some miles on it, the engine light stays on. And I got a little computer that I plug into it, and it kind of gives you a simple breakdown of what's going on with the code. And Dave Randall's, hey man, thanks for tuning in. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Thank you. And so the truck dies, right? So I'm like, oh my God. And it's like, I don't know, 28 degrees. It's cold, man. And so I drift, and I'm barely off the road. I couldn't get off the road right away, man, because I passed a mailbox. Not a mailbox, but yeah, it's a mailbox back there, and there was a sign that the state put there, something about, curve ahead or something, one of them metal signs. So I had to wait till I passed those, and I barely got off. And so I was barely off the road. So now it's about 5:30 in the morning, right? About 5:30 in the morning. And I jump out and I pop the hood. I'm checking transmission fluid. I'm checking oil. And, bottom line, the truck is dead. And upon further inspection, I had to call State Farm. And finally, I had one signal bar on my phone, and my phone was just barely able to make a call. So you call State Farm, and it's all automated stuff, man, and it's hey Dalton, what's going on, man? Dalton says, what's up, Joe? Getting a tire changed and tuned in for a minute. Love the stories. Well, thank you, man. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you. Glad to hear somebody loves the story, because Lord knows I can talk. So the truck dies. I pull over and I'm like, well, I got to get it towed. There's no way to. There's nothing. You're not going to fix it, because I could just tell by the way it sounded. I was like, man, that does not sound good. And it's so weird, because I just changed my oil not that long ago, And I said, well, it's full synthetic. I got. You can go about 5,000 miles on a full synthetic oil change, right? And I looked at my odometer and I said, well, I still have 1,500 miles to go till the oil change. Nope, not this time around. So the truck is dead. I do the State Farm thing, and they send me a text. Man, I sat there for almost 3 hours with no heat, and man, it was cold in that pickup truck. And then at that point, the breakdown happened. It was dark. I called my nighttime supervisor and I said, man, I can't be in there this afternoon. I told him what was going on, because I didn't know how long I was going to be stranded, and what was going on. I had no idea. So the guy finally showed up. He was a nice guy, and I had it towed here to the house. I had my truck towed here, because he was like, what shop you going to? I said, I ain't going to a shop. I'm just taking it to my house. He said, is that what you put in when you filled out the thing online? Your home address? I said, yes, sir. He said, okay. And luckily the tow was covered. I didn't have to pay for it, thank God. But as we go on with the story, how this emerges into something else, money comes into play. So we get here finally. I finally get home. It was right around 9:00. And so this was, like now it's 9:00 Thursday morning, right? So he unloads the truck right here at the top part of the yard. And, hey, Andrew, what's happening, man? See, Andrew, you don't know this story either. I haven't really told anybody. And so he unloads my pickup truck here in the yard, and I have to sign, on his screen on his phone. So we did that. So I come in here, and I'm like, oh my God. I'm stressed out, man. I feel beaten, and it's just rough, man. Now that truck is an 07, and I bought it from Drive Time. It's been a good truck. I bought it from Drive Time. I think it was in 2016. Paid it off in 2020, and it had some issues with it when I bought it. I mean, a couple of years after I bought it, had a couple of issues, but Drive Time took care of it because I had a warranty. You know, I purchased a warranty with it, and they took care of it. They rebuilt the engine and, you know, whatever else they had to do. So no issues there. It's just wear and tear. So I noticed, okay, so now the next day, which is Friday, I said, well, I'm going to go by Walmart and get some oil and a little bit of transmission fluid. And transmission fluid was good, but I was going to put a little touch in there anyway. So when I crawl underneath the truck after I have it jacked up there, I crawl underneath the truck and I'm looking, and man, you can just see oil on the side of the engine, on the block. You can just see it. And I was like, oh man, that ain't good. So, you know, so when I unscrewed the oil plug, only 1 quart of oil drained out of that truck. 1 quart. So there you go. That's the answer to why the truck was making all that racket. It was running dry and it locked up because it was leaking oil on the underside of the engine there. I guess the seals have, I mean, it wasn't like like spilling out, but over time, it's just, so I didn't even know that was going on, man. I didn't even know that truck was leaking a little bit of oil like that. I mean, because you can't see it unless you get under the truck and see it on the side of the block there. That's the only way you could see it. And that's when I noticed it. When I crawled underneath there, I said, oh, my God, man. So I took the plug, and that 1 quart of oil come out, and that was it. And I said, well, just maybe I'll get lucky, and I'll go ahead and put some fresh oil in here and change the filter. And, man, so I did that. And I turned the key, and it did the same thing it did when it broke down the morning before. It just goes, that's all it does. It doesn't go, it just goes, because the engine it's locked up, because it's no oil in it, because it all, over time, slowly leaked out. And I've always been good about checking the oil and all that stuff, and I would add some here and there, but I'm telling you, it wasn't that long ago when I changed the oil. And, so that happened. So Big Blue is, as of right now, is dead. It's it's a yard ornament right now. Okay, so that happened. And then Saturday morning, here's where we get into the down and dirty stuff. I wake up Saturday. It was around, now you got to remember, I'm on a different schedule than your average person, so I don't wake up at like 8 in the morning or 7. I wake up around noon, between noon and 1 p.m. So I woke up yesterday morning. It was right around, I guess, 11:30, 11:45, something like that. And we had family in town for a little bit to see the grandbaby and all that. So I wake up, and, just like everybody else, I check my phone looking for messages. And an email came through, and it was from Sweetwater. And it said, thank you for your purchase. Your items are being packaged, getting ready to ship. And I thought, wait a minute, I didn't order anything. Now, there has been times in the past where I've ordered stuff and I didn't remember because of my taking my nighttime meds to knock me out, and I honestly forgot that I ordered something, but it wasn't nothing crazy, And I'd see that email, and I was like, "Oh man, did I?" And then I would slowly, the fog would go away, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, I did order that. Okay, yeah." So I look at the email, and it says, "Thank you for your purchase," and then there was another email, and I said, what the F is going on, man? What the hell is happening here? So I touched the email, and it says, your purchase is like $700-something for some bullshit plugins or something. And I was like, what? And for a brief moment, because I just woke up, for a brief moment, I was like, okay, did somebody buy me something? Which I don't never ask for anything. I don't, and I never would, especially something like that. I mean, I don't even know what it is. I'm going to share it with y'all here in a minute. I want to share the screen and let you see what it looks like, because I was blown away. I was like, I didn't order a damn thing. I didn't order nothing. And so now I'm in panic mode, right? because whoever done this, they hacked my Sweetwater account, and my PayPal is linked to that Sweetwater account, right? And the way they did it, when they went to check out, they chose not my debit card, but they chose my bank account, to pay for it. So whoever done this knew what they were doing, but boy, I wish I could find out who did it. I really do, because I'd love to have a conversation with them from the knees up, if you know what I'm saying. So I was just like, what is going on? So I immediately called Sweetwater. And of course, it's on the weekend. Everybody's, how you can't get a hold of nobody at the bank. You can't do squat, right? So I called Sweetwater, and they said, you're the salesman that's assigned to you, of course, and it goes to his voicemail. And he was like, if you need immediate assistance, press 5. So I pressed 5. And this gentleman comes on. His name was Tony. He was super nice. And I told him, and I'm sure they have a caller ID thing that comes up on their computer, who's calling and who it is. But, they make you say, what's your name, first and last name, and, whatever. So I told him who I was, and I said, listen, man, I haven't been up long. I just woke up a little while ago, and I'm getting these emails from y'all saying that these purchases were made for these plug-in bundles or whatever. And I said, man, I didn't order this stuff. I did not order it at all. And he pulls it up and he goes, okay. He goes, I said, somebody hacked my Sweetwater account. I don't know how. I said, I don't know how that happened or what's going on. I said, but dude, I didn't order that stuff. I can't even use that stuff. I don't have a setup like that. And he said, okay, hang on. So he's looking, and he says, well, yeah, it looked like they hacked your PayPal too or something in order to do this. I said, yeah, because it's all linked together, I guess. But I checked my PayPal, and it seemed like it's okay, But anyway, I'm going to share a screen right now. I'm going to show you what this person did, and what I don't understand is all they were doing was just charging me stuff. Of course, now I'm in the negative, a lot of money, because I don't have thousands of dollars in my account. I just got paid, and now I ain't gonna have I don't have nothing, So I'm in the negative, a lot of money. So let's see here if we can show. I think I got it ready to show here. Let me see if I can. All right, you see this right here? All right, look. These are. Look at this. These are the things that were purchased. Whoever hacked into my stuff, whatever this is, look at this, and it's all plug-in stuff. You see that? It's not something that's going to be shipped here that you can physically hold. It's all plug-in stuff, and usually plug-in stuff, they don't give you your money back. So whoever did this knew what they were doing, and I know what I would do if I could come face to face with this person. And anyway, so this one product, Image Line FL Studio All Plugins Edition, $499, $500, and you got this, whatever that is, Dynamic Resonance Suppressor plugin, $209, and then you go up here, look at this, Sound Toys 5.4 plugin bundle, $500, and then a Fab Filter Total Bundle plugin kit, $900. Are you shitting me, man? I mean, look at this. Order total $13.98 for those two, and you go down here and it's $737. That's insane. That's insane. Yeah, Bumbless, I done did all that. Man. I done reset everything. And I did that right away. And that's incredible. And I'm like, so I called them and I said, look, man, I said, I didn't buy this stuff. I mean, that's crazy. If I buy anything, it's going to be something that you can physically hold, or a guitar or something. I mean, I only have like a couple of plugins I have for my DAW, and that's it. I don't even know what that stuff does. Why would you? I don't buy stuff like that. And Sweetwater could look at my history and see that I don't buy stuff. I mean, I don't know if that's going to matter or not. But the reason I'm making this video, this live stream, is I got my fingers crossed that Sweetwater does the right thing. And I'm hoping they will, because I called them and I said, look, man, I did not make these purchases. Somebody hacked my account, and I said, I didn't do that. I need you to reverse these charges. And I haven't even opened the emails, because, if they send you a plugin download via email, you open that email, I'm sure it's all said and done then, because it's a download, right? So I ain't even touched those emails. I haven't opened none of them. So there's got to be a protocol that they have that if this happens to somebody, there's got to be a protocol they can fix it. So the guy said, okay, I'll send it to whoever, a verification team or something. It might be something else. I might be getting that mixed up. But anyway, so I waited about maybe 20 minutes, maybe. I don't know, 30 minutes, and I called Sweetwater back, because I want to make sure that people are following through, because it's on a weekend, and people, when you got the weekend crew in there, I don't think that they're really going to, I mean, I could be wrong, but, people kind of get a little slack if they're working on the weekend, because they're ready to have their weekend or whatever. Pooh Ninja, I bet it was Rob. He still owes me a Dodge. If that's true, you don't want this one, if you've been listening for the whole stream here. So what did I say? 20, 30 minutes I called back, and went through the automated stuff, press 5, and another guy picked up, and I told him the situation, and I said, look, man, I just want to make sure that that this has been followed up, it's being followed up on. And he pulled my information up, and he goes, yeah, he sent it to the, I don't know if he said verification department or validation department. I can't remember what he said. And I said, okay. I said, now what? Hey, Jimmy, what's up, man? Michael Sullivan, hey, how y'all doing? So I said, well, what happens now, man? I said, I need my money. I said, I'm broke. I'm way in the hole, man. I said, now has it come out of my account yet? No, because it's the weekend and the bank is always behind a couple of days. And then you watch and see tomorrow that stuff will hit. So I need to call the bank tomorrow and talk to them and see if what they can do, because this, I didn't do this, man. I did not do this. Who in their right mind, when they only have a certain amount of money in the bank, is going to spend money like that at one time? And I'm telling you, man, the way they did it, they went around the back door, so to speak, and went through the PayPal method. So, I don't know, man. It's a mess. I have a truck that's locked up. The engine's locked up in it because it leaked oil, and I didn't know. So my truck is done. I'm trying to figure out, do I put a motor in it or get another vehicle? Well, either way you go, you're going to spend about the same amount of money. And nobody knows your vehicle like you do. You know all the little quirks that it has and it does and how it drives. I mean, it's got a rebuilt transmission in it. It's got a new fuel pump. It's got new tires. I just don't see getting another truck. I'd rather, if I can, get an engine put in it, if I can. I don't know. I might not be able to, man. This is messed up, guys. This is a effed up situation. Hey, Johnny, what's going on, man? Like I said, whoever done this, boy, I sure would like to talk to them, but they're gonna be a coward. They ain't gonna say nothing. Michael Sullivan, let's see, he says, I'm behind in the string, but your bank should immediately handle this kind of thing for you, but Sweetwater needs to help. Yeah, that's why I say when I woke up and I noticed the emails, man, of these purchases that I did not make, I immediately called Sweetwater. And I'm hoping that's going to work in my favor, because, I just noticed that. And I was like, what? And I said, dude, I didn't buy this stuff. So Sweetwater knows, and he said, well, we have to get back with your representative, your main sales representative, and then he'll go through this. And I'm like, so what are we talking about? Like Monday or Tuesday? He said, yeah, probably. God almighty, man. I said, okay. So, I'm just trying to be cool, because you don't want to go off on somebody on the phone, because I need their help, because, I'm I'm like, dude, I didn't do this, man. So my truck is down. Like I said, it's dead, and now we're in the hole, all this money. Charlie S. Joe, call the bank today and tell them what's coming. You should be able to reach an emergency number on the weekend. That's what I want to touch on next. Thank you, Charlie, for the comment. So I can't. Calling my actual bank is impossible. They do have a fraud hotline, but I called the number, and when you call it, it just sits there. It doesn't do anything. So they must only work Monday through Friday, I guess. I don't know. I called it 4 times. So then I called my bank, and they're closed. I called them yesterday. I was at my mom's house. I called them yesterday, and it says, you have reached our office after hours, but if you need immediate assistance, plus whatever. So that's what I did. And it went to this card, for your debit card department. So I talked to that gentleman, super nice guy, and I said, man, I got these charges, and I pulled them up on my PayPal while I was talking to him on my phone. I pulled them up, and I told him the exact amounts, just like what I showed y'all. And he said, I don't see that. And he said, I can only see, now see, here's where it gets, the MFer that did this, here's where it gets slick. He said, I can only see what was the transactions that were made with the card. The guy didn't go that route when he did my PayPal thing. He didn't do that. He chose the bank. So I know it's showing on the bank. Well, I know they'll see it when they come in tomorrow, but it's not showing on my debit card because it didn't go that route. So it's messed up, man. It's messed up. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know. I'm hoping that they can just, give me my money back, and I need to call the bank tomorrow. That's the only time I'm going to be able to talk to somebody. And it's just it's just a effed up situation, man. Like my truck, man, Big Blue, I need my truck, man. I got to haul the trash off to the dump, and I need my truck. And it's just man, it's just one of those things, man. Life throws you a lot of curveballs, and it's how you handle it is what makes the difference. I think that shows not only the kind of person you are, but the kind of character you have. You just have to put it in God's hands and just, pray for the best, Ted Fair, you're good, Joe. Sweetwater and PayPal will have the IP network address in the network and see the fraudulent purchases were not made by you. Oh, that's nice to hear. Man, that's nice to hear, Ted. I didn't know that. Jimmy Biter, he comments, I just experienced that. An $8,000 purchase from Amazon on my American Express. Luckily, it was resolved quickly. That was a credit card deal. So I'm glad, Jimmy. That's insane. 8,000. God almighty. Yeah, I can see credit card companies handling that really quick, and I know they have software to look into that stuff, like what Ted said with the IP address and all that. They can. I'm sure they can look into that and say, yeah, he didn't do that. And I hope that's what they do. I mean, Pooh Ninja says, sorry about that truck, Joe. Yeah, man, it's oh man, it's just one of those situations. It's horrible. It's horrible. So if I can get an engine, I got to figure out how to get it installed. You know, do I go through somebody I know, or do I just have it done at a well, you don't want to have it done at a dealer. A dealer's going to charge you. You might as well just get a new truck or a good used truck. So, you know, we'll cross those bridges when we get to them, you know, but, yeah, so this live stream is mainly about Sweetwater, and we're going to see what happens with them and, see if they, what they decide to do. It's really funny that it's plugins, you know, that were purchased by whoever did this. So, you know, either somebody out there really, really don't like me, which I'm like, okay, I don't understand who would do that, and how they would even get into my Sweetwater account is another trick. You know, I'm like, damn. So, you know, there's people I don't care for, but my God, I wouldn't go to that extreme. You know, I just people are crazy. But I tell you, man, my father always said, what comes around goes around, somehow or another. Might not be today, might not be tomorrow. But the person I'm talking to you, the person who did this, yeah, one of these days, you'll see, man. You'll see. One of these days, man, you'll see. Well, folks, this was short and sweet. I would love to be on here for a couple hours, but I need to go. My mom just tried calling. I need to call her back and see if she's okay. And all that stuff. So, Bumblers, don't save your passwords. Type them in. That's a good idea, too. There you go. Definitely, we'll take that advice as well. And I've done changed them all. So, yeah, I will definitely do that. So, all right. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in for this unscheduled stream, man. And I hope everybody has a great rest of the weekend. And until next time, we will see you then. We do have a show coming up this coming Saturday, you know, and so it should be fun. I'm hoping there's going to be some live performing on the show. So that should be fun if that happens. If not, it's okay. We'll see how it goes. And let me see here. What is everybody saying? Good luck, Charlie says. Thank you, Charlie. I appreciate it, man. Thank you to everybody. I hate to cut and run like this, but I got to go, man. I'm always against the clock. So thank you, y'all, for tuning in. And we'll see you next time around. Take care. Bye-bye.
She came in and sat down right in front of me. She